Today we're going to talk about shipping on that Medallion. Again, if you've got that Plus and Premier package, I know we've been talking a lot about that, but it sounds like we're going to have to help each other out a little bit more with that. We've also got news on some COVID protocols and just lots to discuss today about cruising and what's going on in the hospitality industry. So let's go ahead and get started. Hi there, this is Allison with Let's Go Travel Tips. As you can see, first of all, we are in a different place, and so that is going to be part of our discussion today. We're in Cambridge, Massachusetts. We're in a Hampton Inn here, and we are visiting our son and his family. They have a very small apartment, and so when Gordon and I come together, it's just handier for us to stay at a hotel. First of all, though, I want to talk to you about the free shipping that is supposed to come with the Plus and the Premier packages on Princess. I know we've talked about this a lot lately, but we are still having trouble with this. And the reason that I want to talk about it is that several of you have reported to me, and when I have called Princess before on behalf of clients, they will tell you that if it says that you have to pay for it, go to customer service when you get on board the ship and they'll give that $10 back to you. And I just want to say $10 is not, the amount is not the issue. I would say it's the principle. Of course you want your $10, but I don't know why we can't work this out. So anyway, several of you are reporting now though that when you go to customer service, when you get on the ship, that they don't give you your $10 back. Now, yesterday I had the opportunity to call on behalf of one of our Let's Go family members because on the app it keeps showing that they should be paying for the Medallion and they've got the Plus package, so they shouldn't have to be paying for that. Maybe they have the Premier package. Anyway, I have to refresh my memory. But at any rate, if you all can share any experience that you've had with trying to iron this problem out, will you let us know? I don't know. I can't figure out why when people have these packages and they go to order their Medallion in the app, it should automatically know that they don't have to pay. So if you've got any input for us, we would really appreciate. So send me an email or put it in the comments below. Now, the next thing that I think it's really important to talk about is the Crown Princess recently was on a sailing to Hawaii, and we've got Let's Go family members who have been so kind, as you'll recall in the last bit, to let us know how everything has been going with that. But one of them was so kind to send me this update. So if you might recall what I've been telling you, they had to miss 2 ports due to high winds during the course of their round trip cruise to Hawaii. But they let us know that everyone on board is receiving a future cruise credit equivalent to 15% of their cruise fare. So don't mix that up with the total amount you paid, like including your port fees and taxes, but 15% of that cruise fare. People, everyone gets that, and you have to book it by October 1st of 2023 in order to use that, and then you have to sail by October 1st of 2024. And the thing that I think is really interesting about that is you kind of wonder, now this was not, like I said, this was due to high winds. This was not due to ship trouble or anything that you could contribute to being Princess's fault. But I think it's really interesting that they are giving them future cruise credit for it. So do you think this is going to become a norm? I know that it's hard to say something is going to become, normal every time something happens, but I think it's very interesting that they are going out of their way to keep people happy and accommodate, make an accommodation for missing ports. So let me know what you think and share with us below. I know I don't hear about all of the cruises, and especially ones that miss ports. Have any of you received future cruise credits because of ports that have been missed just due to weather? And I think that we should all always remember that sometimes we miss ports due to weather, and there's nothing anybody can do about that. So it's just part of that cruise life. So along with that, let's see. The other thing that I wanted to talk about to do with that is as I spoke about and talked to you about Alaska, you know what, several of you, and boy do I appreciate this, in the comments and in emails to me, told me that you have been on amazing cruises and cruise tours during the month of September to Alaska. And I love that. And it's really highlights to me how, you know, we all have all of these experiences and how much it helps each other. So if you have got a cruise booked to Alaska in September, don't despair. Don't worry. It's, you know, you have just as good of a chance of it being good as not. And I love that a couple of you told me that the shopping is so good in September because the ship is, the onboard shops are trying to get rid of all their merchandise that has to do with Alaska, so it's on sale. And then in the ports, a lot of the stores are getting ready to shut down for the season and they have things on sale. So that's kind of fun. I'm not like a huge shopper, but I really do like to shop. And so I think that sounds like lots of fun. But so anyway, I just wanted to make sure that you all know that. And of course, it's that thing of the closer you get to winter time, of course, there's a chance that the weather's not going to be as good. But at the same time, from what I've heard, last year, September was spectacular in Alaska. So just go and enjoy the whole time, all right? Now, if any of you are thinking of going on a cruise, we've got a Let's Go family member who is going to be, like, how grand is this, on the Carnival Luminosa leaving on April 13th of 2023, just next month. And they are going to be sailing from Brisbane, Australia to Seattle. Like, wow, this is an extraordinary cruise. But I wanted to let you know what the protocols are so that if you are thinking about going on one of these cruises, you've got in your mind what will be expected. Not too long ago, someone put in the comments saying that something about how, you know, I could make a mistake and then you would be in trouble. You know what? I consider my channel a place to start. It helps you know what's going on, what people are experiencing right now. But absolutely, when you're going to go on a cruise, you should look at your own protocols, all right? And also, even if I had I like to think that often it's correct. This is correct as of right now, but things can change, all right? So I wanted to, really quickly, they are leaving Australia. So to sail out of Australia right now, you still have to show a self-administered, either the rapid antigen test done within 24 hours or a PCR test done within 48 hours, and you have to show proof of that. I'm thinking that you can probably take a picture of it, but verify. It did not say on here how you show that proof, okay? Clearly, if you go to a lab and you have a PCR test done, you get the test results, that the official ones they give you. But if you do that rapid antigen test, I would check on it if it was me, because it doesn't say exactly how to show that. And everyone on that sailing who is 2 and above has to do that. Now, they also have the vaccine requirement for this cruise. And so everyone who is age 12 and up, if you don't have a vaccine, you have to have an exemption for that. So make sure that you're aware that that is also, and I am not positive, I'm telling you what's required for this long voyage. I'm not positive that is required. I don't think it's required on all of the cruises out of Australia. I think it's perhaps because this is such a long voyage. So anyway, so you have to have that, and if not, get your exemption, and then at check-in it says when you're embarking you have to show that proof of the exemption. Always a reminder, and this is across the board, make sure that your passport is good for 6 months beyond the end of the cruise that you're going to be going on. Now, visa requirements. The visa requirements are really interesting. I know that if you are going to Australia and you're from the United States, you need to go online and do the visa. But it also reminds everyone that depending on where you are from, you need to check on the, let's see, it's officially called the U.S. Embassy Consulate, the nearest U.S. Embassy Consulate, or you can go on the U.S. Department of State's website to determine what kind of visa that you need if you are not from the U.S. and you're going to be coming in to that port there in Seattle. I was going to do a whole video about visas, but I kind of changed my mind because there are so many intricacies with it that you really need to check on that when you are going to go somewhere. Now next year, no, this November, I think it's this November. It's either this November or next. I think it's this November. Things are going to change if you are going from the United States to Europe, and as that gets closer, I'll let you know about it. But check on the U.S. State Department's website, and then for the countries that you're going to go visit, check and see what they require. Alrighty. Another interesting thing that is required with this is that you have to have very specific medical insurance. You have to be covered for medical emergencies, and there cannot be an exemption for COVID. So in other words, you have to be covered for COVID in order to go on these sailings. You have to show proof of that insurance, or Carnival says that their insurance meets the requirements, and you can book it up to 14 days before sailing. So this makes me happy that Carnival's insurance meets the requirement. I think that really simplifies it so that you don't have to worry about your insurance as long as you've got that one. Finally, masks. They are requiring everyone has to wear masks as they embark and debark during embarkation and debarkation. And then also they are recommending that you wear them in public areas on the ship. It is not required, but they do reserve the right to require it if you have to. It says that to manage, if there happens to be an outbreak of COVID on board, you might have to do self-tests of COVID, a COVID self-test during the course of the voyage. And if that's required, they will give those to you. And then last but not least, just a quick note, they said that once they enter international waters, that the laws for the United States will take effect as far as smoking. The laws for U.S. cruise lines will go into effect. So if you are in the casino and you are actively playing, you can smoke. And if you are in a smoking area on the ship, you can smoke, but you can't smoke other places. For the duration of the voyage, the minimum age to consume alcohol will be 21. And then finally, that's all that's important. Okay. I'll tell the other note that I had was that if you, the currency for the sailing will be US dollars. So I was thinking, oh, that doesn't matter. But you know what? It does. If you're coming from somewhere else, if you're not from the United States, or even though it embarks from Australia, it's in US dollars on this sailing. So just to make you aware of that. So kind of think in your mind, I know when we go somewhere else, I'm always thinking how much that means to me when I see the price in euros or pounds or whatever it is. So I hope that this is helpful to you all as far as considering if you want to go on one of these voyages or not. The last thing that I think we need to talk about today is, like I said, we're here in Cambridge and we're staying at the Hampton Inn, and I'll do a quick room tour this evening and put it with tomorrow's video. We have been staying at this hotel like since 2005, when the first time we came with our son, and over the years they have refreshed it. You know, they renovated it a lot. They take really good care of it. It's very convenient here. It's right next to the Lechmere tea station, so that's very handy. It's a really good place to stay if you're going to come to Boston and do sightseeing, and it just happens to be really close to where our son and his family live. But the discussion that I wanted to get your input on and see what you all are experiencing, and maybe extrapolate it a little bit over to our cruise experience, is when we stayed here right after COVID, they didn't have daily, room service. They didn't come and, give you fresh towels, make the bed, all that kind of thing. Housekeeping. They didn't have that. And so, when that first started, everyone was super sensitive, and you wanted to make sure that everything was clean and you didn't interact with people any more than you had to, remember all that. And so they didn't have the daily service. You could stop at the front desk and ask for more towels or whatever it was you needed. And so here we are. Now it is clearly March of 2023, and they still don't have daily service. We can stop at the desk, same as before, ask for towels. And so when I think of, and this has like been at other places we've stayed at as well, when we just recently were at an Embassy Suites in California, you might remember, I guess time goes by, it was sometime in the fall. They did not have daily service, and the same with the Hampton Inn there that we stayed at in Southern California. They didn't have the daily service either. So I'm wondering if this is kind of a corporate decision. As far as I looked up online and couldn't find anything about it, but I don't know if they're having a harder time hiring people, or if perhaps just with how expensive everything is, they figure that this will be okay, and instead of charging even more, it's just a really interesting situation that we're in. And then we think of several cruise lines announcing that they are just going to do the room, take care of your room one time a day. So I'm wondering if this is a trend in the hospitality industry, that's just where we're going to be. Now, I know on like Princess, they're doing it twice a day is what I'm hearing from everyone. Of course, your luxury lines like your Celebrity, Celebrity is, they're nudging into to the luxury line. Let's just be honest about that. But so we've got Celebrity. You're still good. I think my room steward did something to my cabin every time I left when I was on the Reflection. He just kept everything ship shape, and not that I was messy, but if I dried my hands on a towel, he had it straightened out, or a fresh towel. He just took good care. But anyway, so some of those lines clearly are not making changes, but we're hearing that Norwegian and Royal Caribbean. And so let me know what you think and what you're experiencing as you go to stay at hotels, and what you think about it. Like, where are we going with this? It's really an interesting situation. I know that yeah. Anyway, tell me what you think. I don't know how much it has to do with the labor market, how much it has to do with cost cutting. So tell me what you think. I really appreciate you all have such excellent insight, and I appreciate hearing from you. If you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe. We really need you with us. We need your experience. We need you. So join us. And if you appreciate these updates, please give this video a thumbs up. I'll be talking to you all again really soon. You all take really good care. God bless you. Love you. Bye-bye.